at it again, and there is a bit of a civil war going on within the Democrat Party. Now, because the Democrat Party is very strategic and they are aligned a lot, right? They have some strong leadership at the top. It sucks to even just utter those words out of my mouth because Republicans should have the same exact thing, and if we did, we'd never lose. It's so annoying, but I'm going to spare y'all from that rant today. But the truth is, they do have strong leadership at the top. Case in point, whenever there's any type of messaging, they all are in a line, top to bottom. They all have the same type of messaging. They all spin it the same exact way. Have y'all noticed that? Democrats are like robots. That comes from strong leadership. As much as it pains me to say that, it's just the truth. The people at the very top, who we don't get to see all the time, in my estimation, they aren't people that we see all the time, or see at all, really. They are very, very intelligent individuals. But we got to talk about this this quiet civil war. And I say quiet because no one's really discussing it, but we are today. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. And let's dive in.
Are you running for president?
I am. I have to. I think President Biden has done a spectacular job for our country, but it's not about the past. This is an election about the future. I will not sit still. I will not be quiet in the face of numbers that are so clearly saying that we're going to be facing an emergency.
Now, if you couldn't hear that, it's because the audio is only playing through one side. So you might need to, if you have like earbuds, you might need to grab the other earbud to hear what he just said there. Just for those that may be asking questions like, hey, I didn't hear anything, Rich. What's going on with the audio? But that is why. Now, so of course you have Dean Phillips, who has announced that he's running. So you got RFK, you got Cornel West, you got Joe Manchin, you got Dean Phillips, right? All coming out of the woodworks now. But not everybody agrees with people running against Joe.
As I said, and I'll repeat it for your viewers, Jonathan, I think he is an arrogant, ignorant guy for whom this is a gigantic ego trip. He is a rich guy. He has been told by people around him, and I've heard the speech that he received. I have personally heard the speech that he received about how he could be president. He cannot be president. He cannot be the Democratic nominee. And as far as I am concerned, Jonathan, anyone who is on the pro-democracy spectrum, and that stretches from AOC to Liz Cheney, who is not 100% behind, one, ensuring Joe Biden's success, and two, ensuring that Donald Trump never, ever, ever gets within visiting distance of the White House, is doing damage to our country and doing damage to our democracy. I think this is a ill-timed, ill-conceived ego trip, and I think that if Mr. Phillips knew what was good for the country, not necessarily good for him, but good for the country, he'd go back to making gin and gelato and sitting in Congress and leaving the rest of the country alone.
They're panicking. They see the writing on the wall. It's going down. But not everybody on the left agrees with that, of course. Like I did say, they are having a bit of a civil war, which is unusual for me to see. They're usually all in alignment. Everybody has the same messaging. Everybody is saying the same thing. Everybody is all in agreement on one topic or one subject. Not this time around. They're losing grip.
This is probably going to lead to a lot of Democrats increasing the chatter that Joe Biden should step aside and make room for another Democrat.
And I think the problem that Democrats have is they don't know who that Democrat would be right now. I don't think that people look at Kamala Harris and feel like she is ready to take that step forward. They look across the rest of...
How dare her say such a thing? That sounds like the R word there. YouTube doesn't like me saying the R word that ends with a ist. Yeah, starts with an R, ends with ist. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So that's why I said the R word. Just for those who are like, wait, what?
Across the rest of the party, governors, senators, mayors, House members, and they're struggling to figure out who they could put up if it's not Joe Biden. And so I think the reality is Democrats are probably going to run Joe Biden.
This is probably going to...
Increasing talks of Joe stepping aside. And listen, hey, I think we should relish in this moment. because it is utter chaos on the Democrat side. They try their best to hide it, but it's utter chaos. You have everything working against Joe right now. Everything. And I'm sure Joe has been approached by, the people that run it. In my humble opinion, of course, allegedly, right? Gotta say that. And I believe, I don't have any facts to back this up, okay? Don't hit me with no misinformation. That they asked him to step aside, and he told them no. And so this is what they're left with. Utter chaos. And Fox understands it.
With that in mind, who thinks we possibly get a third party ticket? I mean, No Labels is doing the work in the states to get on the ballots.
They'll be on the ballot. They've got an excellent plan to do so, but I'm with Kevin. Third parties typically don't have any impact in winning an election, but they have an impact on deciding who loses the election. Think about it. We had a big personality in Ross Perot, got 19% of the vote.
That's a big chunk.
Nothing in the electoral
Zero
college.
electoral college.
Zero. In fact, the last two candidates to get votes in the electoral college were 1968, George Wallace, and Strom Thurmond, 1948. Both of them explicit racists running for to oppose desegregation in the
And they were
South.
spoilers in both races.
Who thinks it helps the Republicans?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%.
Republicans, yeah.
It's a shadow operation on behalf of Republicans. No labels.
Ooh.
No labels. That's right. I'm a believer.
All of this helps Republicans win. The Democrats having this internal turmoil is helping Republicans win. It is going to help Trump win. I mean, even if you want to take a look at the betting odds for the presidential election, you could see it here. So, well, first off, I have to address this one. I'm sorry. I gotta address it. Okay, guys. Take a look at this. Who do you see up top? Hold on, let me bring it back up. Who do you see at the top? Ron DeSantis. Y'all remember in previous videos, I've touched on this. Some people had said that Ron was never in the lead. Ron was in the lead at one point in time before he actually announced he was. Now, I didn't know he was ahead of Biden, polling ahead of Biden, but I knew he was well ahead of Trump at one point in time, right? And yeah. All Ron had to do was just wait his turn. Just wait his turn. That's all he had to do. And he just couldn't do it. But let's get back to the real point of this. Take a look at where things are currently. Now, these are just betting odds, of course. But still, Trump is ahead. Right there, you see it. Trump's ahead. Then you have Gavin Newsom rising up in the ranks into third place, ahead of Nikki Haley, who is in fourth, RFK Jr., fifth, Michelle in sixth, and Ron DeSantis is seventh. And Kamala is in a distant eighth. My goodness. How terrible is the Democratic Party to put a black woman that far down? How are they going to put the two white guys at the top of the Democrat Party below the black people? Come on. I thought the Democrat Party was the party of diversity, and they want a white man leading their party again? Come on, man. How they gonna have a white man leading their party, bro? They supposed to be the party of diversity. Goodness gracious. But yeah, man, I am loving watching this all go down. Mainly because it's helping Trump. It's going to help Trump. Because think about this. When you have RFK Jr., Cornel West, Dean Phillips, possibly Joe Manchin, right? Well, I won't say Dean Phillips. Crap. What's the lady's name? Jill Stein. So you got Jill Stein, RFK Jr., Cornel West, right? All running at the same time as Joe and Trump. Will they pull some people from Trump? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, RFK, even if you want to talk about just RFK, right? Forget about the other two. Just RFK alone. Now, I know some people have tried to spin it to where, RFK is going to hurt Trump more than Biden. I don't buy that. The only people that will support, in my humble opinion, are the never Trumpers, the folks who weren't voting for Trump anyway. Those are the only people that are going to jump ship and support someone like RFK Jr. Now, I believe RFK Jr. is better than Joe, but I would never support him over Trump, right? Like, there's not a chance in HE double hockey sticks. It's going to be a cold day in HE double hockey sticks before I support RFK Jr. over Trump. Like, it's just not happening. And Trump has a floor. Biden doesn't have a floor. Biden doesn't have a point where it's just like, nope, he's not dipping below that point. Trump does. Trump has a strong base. I'm one of those individuals, right? I'm one of those individuals that's a part of that floor for Trump that aren't going anywhere, okay? You can indict him 1,000 times. Matter of fact, convict him 100,000 times. I don't care. It's still Trump. Simple and plain, right? Unless he does something that is completely obvious that he is the one that did it and intended to, do some type of harm. You know what I mean? Like, he did something that's outrageous where we're just like, yeah, bro, Trump, you definitely messed up there. But even then, like, Trump or the establishment Democrats, I think that was a clear choice, even in that circumstance. Like I said, the only way I'm not voting for Trump is if, he does something absolutely terrible and I have a viable candidate, like if Matt Gaetz or somebody was also running. Okay, sure. Trump did something absolutely terrible that we can all agree. It was him. It's not a witch hunt, right? He admitted to it. You know what I mean? Like there was something obvious. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something off the top of my head, but I can't even think of something. It's like it's not gonna happen. But yeah, you guys get it. So yeah, this is just fantastic, man. Fantastic. And I think more people need to be talking about this mini civil war going on in the Democrat Party, because you got people who are trying to back Joe and saying how great Joe is. And then you also have folks who are saying Joe's got to go. Joe's got to step aside. And it's just strange because they're always in alignment usually. So y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.